Yes, and we had the Smart Charging Hackathon here in Amsterdam with extreme charming moderators. So more than 100 people divided in 16 teams were working here for 1.5 days to basically make sure that these charging poles became intelligent. So here were the pitches. Here comes the sun from Noord-Brabant, Charge to the Max from Rotterdam. We had Autotune from Annexus, and we had Amsterdam Electric and Connected from the municipality of Amsterdam. So in the Autotune challenge, the winner was Jetlix. And Adriaan, what did you create? The perfect interface between solar panels and the electric car.
Yeah, we created basically that a self-steering car and a self-steering solar panel who try to negotiate a price and an amount of volume that they gonna either consume or produce, and match them to each other, and then settle that without any middlemen, making sure that they come together. So
we have two autonomous assets who basically negotiate a price together and who settle it, so that in the end they basically can get energy and drive everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you able to accomplish in say a little bit more than 36 hours?
We were able to accomplish the way that the car and the solar panel talk to each other. We're able to accomplish that it do it independently. So we put it on a Raspberry Pi, what's not connected to any other controller. Just in itself does the bidding and the matching. What we were not able to do is really match them together and transfer value from one user to the other user.
Why is that? The IOTA distributed ledger is not that easy. You needed more time?
We needed more time, and I think the IOTA ledger is also not ready yet to do.
It's buggy, yeah?
No, it's not buggy. It's a better version. It's in development, and I think the ideas are really good. And what we really missed was the concept of smart contracts on the ledger. And when you read about it, yeah, we're gonna do that, but we see that as a layer upon the ledger. And I think they are pretty right in thinking about that, not putting it in the ledger, but putting it on top of it.
Did you learn a lot in this?
Really learn a lot. Really.
And we have a small step of intelligent objects talking to each other. We had it today here in Amsterdam. At the Smart Charging Hackathon, we had Stefan, and he's a trend watcher from Belgium. What is the future of driving, which you basically described yesterday?
Well, I think the new holy trinity of driving, but maybe of everything, also retail, also food production, is a combination of we, myself and AI. The combination of interhuman intelligence, inner human intelligence and outer human intelligence, what we know as artificial intelligence.
Okay, at the Smart Charging Network Challenge, we had Amsterdam Electric and Connected, and the team ready to share had an idea to basically don't have charging poles inside the city. How are you going to do that?
We already have some poles, but the idea was to put them outside of the city center, because the city center we want to preserve and keep it nice.
Yeah.
And also it costs a lot to put new cables in the ground, because if you put a lot of charging poles, we have to make the energy grid stronger.
Yeah, you want to do that outside the center.
Yeah, because it's way cheaper. And also, if we do this, we can take out the cars from the city center. So actually only have shared vehicles that drive from outside the center to inside the center.
Yeah.
And we're going to autonomic cars, self-driving cars.
So it's autonomous cars are basically going to charge outside the center.
Yeah, in 5 years, 5 years they will drive from there to the center.
Yeah.
But we have to start now with already only having shared cars in the city center.
Okay.
That was our idea.
Okay.
And we have a whole step plan how to get there in
yeah, which we can see online, because that is in 2035. All
Yeah.
the cars will be electric and
No,
shared
like the whole ring,
and autonomous. They
in
will
the
be
ring, the road.
outside. They will be outside the center of the city and charge, outside the ring.
Yeah.
So great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
How did you like the hackathon?
Yeah, it was really nice to do.
Yeah?
My first hackathon, and yeah, really nice.
And they have a good, really deterministic plan for Amsterdam, which is, I think, makes a lot of sense. So Sophie van der Enk was the moderator, and basically, I don't think you have done a lot of hackathons so far. What did you think of it?
I thought the energy was great, and I heard a lot of inspiring ideas. It's not my line of usual business.
You do TV programs and radio programs, and then suddenly you're into a room full of men who are in sleeping bags.
Well, men and women. I was really excited to see lots of women here too. So, and I drive an electric car.
Really? Which one?
Renault Zoe. So I'm excited and interested in smart charging, because I'm not really smart at charging my car. I'm usually at fastnet stations and not wise about when and planning my stuff. So
in the theater, and this is a really good place, and there was a lot of inspiration. So I was in Switzerland, and they based it. We have a hackathon here in Amsterdam. Come, and I came.
You came. That was great. Yeah.
So how are the results?
The results are great. We had a challenge on distributed ledger. So energy is important, cars, EV is important. What does that do with a ledger? And in our track we had 2 winners, and one of those winners actually built the Knight Rider car. So you
Talking to the car.
Wonderful. You talk to the car and say, what are your charging habits? The car knows it, and then negotiate with the charging pole.
You're happy with the result?
Incredible. Yeah.
And also, I mean, you basically had 2 excellent winners, so you immediately doubled the price.
Yes, we did, because both things are jet lags. Eh? Yeah. And they said, basically what we are doing is we're killing our company, because the future is shared. So that's we needed 2 prizes, because it's both beneficial for us all. Both should be continued.
Very generous. And Nexus and JP are really working very hard to make themselves completely redundant. And they're very, very generous so at the Smart Charging Hackathon, we basically had the team eSnap, who came up with a solution on how to optimize charging. And what is the basic idea of the eSnap team?
Well, our basic idea is develop an application that also works along with your navigation apps that you eventually use, and make it happen that you can secure your spot. And you can do this 15 minutes away when you're reaching your destination. And this makes everything for you. So the idea is to improve the user experience, so the people is not dealing with find a spot, then having to go to the destination point, and also maybe being there and know, like, maybe a spot is already occupied or something. So this makes it really happening, and also for the operator, it's easier to control.
Optimize the grid and make sure that nobody stays for a long time at a charging pod. Yeah. We don't have pile clavers.
Yes, that's true. So you say, all right.
So that is a great idea. Okay, and so you won the challenge of Rotterdam, who basically don't like that. Is it your first hackathon yourself?
Yes, it's my first hackathon. Yeah.
How does that feel? What did you think of it?
I think it's exciting. I mean, it's a new experience, and see people from everywhere and different backgrounds. I think for me everything was new. I was excited. I learned a lot from other teams. There were a lot of really good participants, so I just have a really good time, you know.
Oh, where are you from?
Colombia.
Okay. What did you study?
UX design.
Okay. You're done and now looking for a job?
Yes. Yes.
So here we have a talented designer looking for a job, already knows how to do hackathons, design all kinds of apps which are intelligently planning the place to the charging pole so that we can optimize the grid. Very handy.
I hope...
what did you think of the quality of the communication? Can you explain what they were doing?
Well, it had to be super short, and I think, well, sometimes it's easy to say something in just a few sentences, but if you really want to dive into it, it just requires a bit more explanation. So I think they did well. I think they did a good job.
I think they did a great job, and I think they great job. And did it make you happy? Do you think that the future is electric and connected and autonomous and sharing?
Absolutely, and I would love to be a part of, well, one of the ambassadors of this new development. I love it.
I think she's doing a great job already. In the challenge, here comes the sun, intelligently matching the sun and the electric car. We had the e-mobility scout, and here's Julian. What did you create in these days?
I created an app for the user to define the flexibility he has, so that it's possible to smart or intelligently charge his car to his needs.
And you mean then, you know, I need to go at this point of time and I need 75% charging at that point?
Exactly. And then it matches the amount of charging he has available to the sun, which is shining with forecasts, and optimizes his charging schedule.
So it optimizes solar energy, also price of the energy?
It has also the ability, or it had also the ability to optimize the price, so that he can actually save some money.
Okay. And you are from the Brown Institute?
The Fraunhofer Institute.
Very known for MP3, and they made a lot of money with that, and they're also using it to fund your living lab there?
I don't know if they fund exactly the living lab, but we are funding a lot of research projects.
And charging and intelligent charging is also an important point there.
Yeah, intelligent charging and intelligent energy systems, actually that's the team I'm working in, is like the thing we're doing at our site in Stuttgart.
How was the hackathon here in Holland?
The hackathon in Holland was awesome. Holland is awesome, actually. I like all the water you have here, and also like the openness. It's wonderful.
Thanks for coming. But if we then basically put that into the car, well, how is my future going to be in the smart mobility?
Well, I think most of the people, traditional car manufacturers, as much as the newbies, the new guys who are entering the game, like Google and so on, they all agree that the new mobility is a combination of shared mobility, electric mobility, and autonomous mobility. This way, we can make sure that we have more mobility with less cars and less energy.
How many less cars? How many less cars do we have in about 20 years?
There are different calculations, but when we follow the...
Give me a simple one.
The most simple one is the one of the Institute of Transport Policy Development. They say that in 2050, if this combination of shared, autonomous and electric manifests, then we can have the mobility for all the world with 0.4 billion cars. Right now we have 1.4 billion cars. So we
can go to 1. So about 3 times less.
That one might be.
That is the future. Autonomous, electric, sharing with about 3 times less cars. And it's beautiful. Okay, here at the Smart Charging Hackathon we have Arupa, and they basically made an application with AutoTune to talk between the charging pole and the car, and they made a charging car. They put kids back into business, right?
Yeah, certainly. We try to make something that's as user-friendly as David Hasselhoff talking to kids. Yeah. So we made something that talks to some software that understands the person talking inside the car, translates it into a cryptocurrency transaction, sends the transaction into the IOTA tangle. Then the charging point reads those transactions and acknowledges or disacknowledges the actual transaction, and then starts charging the car.
Yeah. Hooray! We have blockchain, we have artificial intelligence, we have smart natural language processing. What kind of tools did you use for the natural language processing?
It was the Dragon speech, which uses for understanding people.
It's very, very good. Nice Belgium API. Was it hard to use that?
No, my colleague has he has RSI on his arm, so he's used to program his computer using this software, so he was familiar with the software.
Hooray! Long live and handicapped, which makes it easy. So anyway, you can talk, and you can. What did you learn from the hackathon? What was really hard and what was really easy?
Well, first I had to see how the IOTA cryptocurrency works, because I never heard of the whole cryptocurrency IOTA before this challenge. So I first had to read how it really works, and then understand how the API works, where I can program on it, and then make something that actually uses it, and that all in 1.5 days. So it was
You stretched yourself.
Exactly, yes.
What do you think of the hackathon?
Well, it was nice, especially also nice to meet some new people. The other person that I worked with, I didn't know him before, so it was really nice to work with someone new.
And in Nexus, it was really nice to give both teams both a prize and both a check, which you now can look. So thank you very much.
Thanks for them. Many thanks.
Many thanks for Alexis, and thank you very much for making the car listen to us. We really like that. Here at the Smart Charging Hackathon, we had the challenge. Here comes the sun, and two teams won. And you are from the TU University, the innovation. And why did you get a prize? What was so good about your part of the contribution?
Yeah, we did a really thorough stakeholder analysis. So we really looked at the actors that are already in there, We went to see which actors combined can make the biggest impact. So doing that, we found out that like the big companies, the employees they have, and also the government together, they can really make a big difference.
They can make sure that there's charging places, that there's solar energy at the roofs of the employers. And then, so you made a nice analysis, and then you wanted to make a product, but the guys in Germany had already a lot of things done, right?
Yeah, the guys in Germany, they had a really nice idea of seeing individual preferences of people. So we took that a bit further to the companies themselves. So we looked at companies, there's people, they park their car there at 9 in the morning, it charges until 12. And then the sun peak is at 3, so it would be better to charge it later if they're at the office all day anyway. Yeah.
Now the jury defined you as one team because the two of you have something to offer. Yeah. Is there going to be an Eindhoven German cooperation?
Well, let's see what time brings us, you know.
First thing you have to do is share the prize.
Yeah, of course. But
how was your hackathon?
It's really cool to be here. It's so inspiring and lots of smart people, nice challenges. So I would recommend it to everyone.
Okay, so we have a new German-Holland cooperation, which basically the jury has, in their wisdom, decided. We'll see what comes out of that. And it's cool that a hackathon is created by companies like Amsterdam and Nexus and Ilaat and Provincie Noord-Brabant who make this possible. And they had people at Germany and at Belgium and at Colombia and at Holland and Eindhoven. And new and old tools. Okay, well, the only person I see from the car industry is Robert from Nissan. Why did you participate in this hackathon? And where are all the other car manufacturers?
Well, you know, our payoff is innovation that excites. So that's the reason why I'm here. And that's the reason why we contribute to this event. I mean, it's all about getting the audience excited about innovations. Well, if you have experienced this in the last 24 hours, this is where it all starts.
Yeah, so what was, I mean, after 1.5 days, you had about 15 teams and 6 prize winners. What did you think of the ideas they came up with?
Well, I think the difficulty I'll have is selecting all of those and choosing them. I think I'd like to pass them on to research and development and have them, and seriously, have them determining which one is the best. All of them I like. From the kit concept all the way to the eco-sharing, I love them.
Okay, good luck. He's very happy because he introduced just the Nissan Leaf 2.0, which actually is an awesome car. We have 6 prizes, Olaf, after a hackathon of only 1.5 days. And all guys are Smart Solutions. What do you think?
I think it's amazing to see how creativity brings results in 1.5 hour, 1.5 day. Yeah. I actually am thinking of incorporating that in our daily business. Not every quarter an event like this, but maybe one theme every quarter with people from stakeholders from outside. Yeah. Was it the first hackathon which Ilaat basically caused? Yes, it was.
So really, you see the energy sector is slowly becoming more progressive, so that the progressive people in the energy sector are starting to use hackathon. It is a slow industry, right?
Some of them are slow, but not all, as you can see. And I think the energy transition is not something of one stakeholder. You have to do it together, and I think this is a very good demonstration of working together.
I'm sure that the future is electric, and we need to be sure that it's also smart and connected to the grid and connected to the solar energy and the wind energy, and that we have a smart grid. And this kind of hackathons makes it possible for the future. So I thought that was really exciting. Thank you very much.